We have some breaking news for you now on our biggest story. Arsenal have agreed a £67.5 million deal for Eberechi Eze. £60 million of that is guaranteed. There will be £7.5 million in add-ons. Personal terms are close to being agreed. The breaking news for you, Arsenal have agreed a £67.5 million deal for Eberechi Eze.
Eddie Howe says he 100% wants to see Isak back in the Newcastle shirt. Do you think you will?
As I'm sitting here now, I can't see a way back for him. I've tried to think about this over the summer numerous times, and I just can't see how he reintegrates back into the side. With what's been said, the statement he released at the weekend, during the week, and then Newcastle's response. Eddie stays very diplomatic through it all, as he always has done. As you say, he's a class act. However, he faces a monumental task trying to get this all sorted out before, if he stays after the transfer window.
Paul, yesterday, and I said it again today, whatever else, do you agree with me as majority of Newcastle fans, sell him, get the most money, go buy Nicholas Jackson and one other striker, because you've already got some great wide attacking options. You're going to score goals in that team. So move past this and move past as quick as you can. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. I think it's dragged on for far too long. It's become a bit of a farce. Eddie Howe's press conference this morning, all he was asked was about Isak, not about the game on Monday, which is a huge game for Newcastle United as it is. So it's becoming very, very difficult. Look, we've got to be careful here and take a low ball offer for him. We've stuck by the 150 million valuation, and I think the club have been pretty hard on that all summer. But we do need to look beyond Alexander Isak now and think we don't have a striker there at the moment. Gordon's having to play there. He's not an out-and-out striker. It's a very, very difficult situation to be in. So, yes, I would rather that he left. We got a couple of strikers in to do the job, and we rebuild after Alexander Isak. I just think the whole situation has blown way out of proportion now.
Paul. But a bit of breaking news to start off with this morning, and Ruben Dias has signed a new contract at Manchester City. It's a 4-year contract for Ruben Dias, takes it up to 2029, does contain the option of an extra year until 2030. And if he were to see out the full length of that contract, he will have been at the club for a decade. He has been at the club since 2020 after arriving from Benfica, has made more than 200 appearances and a real sort of backbone of Pep Guardiola's squad, Dara. So when there's so many changing faces at a club, important you have some continuity.
Yeah, you go through a rebuild, you still need your leaders in there. You need people from the historically great times. And it's only 2 years ago we're talking about trebles. So he's a massive, important part for Pep Guardiola as part of his leadership group, world-class player. So I think that's a great, message for the fans out there, because there's a lot of, not upheaval, changes. A lot of new faces coming into that dressing room. And I know, we've seen it at our club this summer, you need some friendly faces in there to welcome them and bed them in.
I don't think anybody really saw last season coming from Manchester. I mean, at the end of the day,
not so quick.
They still finished third in the league.
Yes,
but that's a bad season.
We got caught up as they lost so many games in a row, which we weren't used to. Pep had broken his own personal records, amount of defeats. That I just think this season we're sleeping on them a little, and I think we talk about Arsenal, Liverpool, all these clubs. The fire in his belly. I said it yesterday. Watch out for Man City, and I like the players they've brought in, and keeping key pieces like Diaz, long-term deals. Again, it's a good message for the dressing room.
And is it still your hope that he can be reintegrated into the squad, even if that is dependent on him?
Yeah, of course. He's contracted to us. He's our player. My wish is that he would be playing on Monday night with us, but he won't be, and that's regrettable at this moment. But he, 100%, I want to see him back in a Newcastle shirt.
I wonder how you're dealing with this unique situation with Alex. How are you dealing with it personally?
I think, of course, these situations are far from ideal, as in talking press-wise, and a lot of the attention has gone on to that rather than the team and our preparation. But in terms of as soon as I leave here, I'm back with the team. I'm back preparing, training, taking training, delivering meetings, speaking to individual players, trying to get the group in the best frame of mind possible. So the job never changes. Just the outside perception is, of course, one that's totally different to normal.
Not going to be as much assist as De Bruyne. He's going to be more available, and he's going to. I think he's going to score more goals than De Bruyne. But assist-wise, I don't think that it is going to be as much. But the boy can play. They have found a diamond there. Man City is my favorite for the year to win it. Everybody's talking about Liverpool, and I do think it's going to be very close, but Man City for me is the team to beat.
Yeah, we told you before the break that we'd give you an update on the future of Raheem Sterling, and it could be that he's about to move across London because Fulham are considering making a move to sign him from Chelsea. A deal appears unlikely, though, at the moment. Sterling's expected to leave Chelsea this summer after, of course, he spent the season on loan at Arsenal. He's been training away from the first-team squad. He didn't travel to the United States, you remember, for the Club World Cup. Chelsea signed him from Manchester City 3 years ago. That was in a deal worth £47.5 million. He's got 2 years left on his current deal. He's not played for Chelsea since he scored against Bournemouth in the final game of the 23-24 season. So it could be that he's on his way to Fulham. We'll have more on that story as it develops, no doubt.
The awards are taking place right now, and we can tell you the winners just quickly of the PFA Awards. Men's Player of the Year, Mo Salah. Women's Player of the Year, Marina Caldente. The Men's Young Player of the Year was Morgan Rogers of Aston Villa. The Women's Young Player of the Year was Olivia Smith. And the Championship Player of the Year, although he's now in the Premier League, James Trafford, the Burnley goalkeeper, after all those clean sheets in their promotion campaign. So those were the winners at the PFA Awards. Mo Salah, the first men's player to win it 3 times, crowned the Player of the Year. Alexander Isak has released a statement on Instagram, and this is what it says. I'm proud to be recognised by my fellow professionals with a place in the PFA Premier League Team of the Season for 2024-25. The award's taking place tonight, by the way. First and foremost, I want to thank my teammates and everyone at Newcastle United who supported me along the way. I'm not at the ceremony tonight. With everything going on, it didn't feel right to be there. I've kept quiet for a long time while others have spoken. That silence has allowed people to push their own version of events, even though they know it doesn't reflect what was really said and agreed behind closed doors. The reality is, says Isak, that promises were made and the club has known my position for a long time. To now act as if these issues are only emerging is misleading. When promises are broken and trust is lost, the relationship can't continue. That's where things are for me right now, and why change is in the best interests of everyone, not just myself.